Hi everyone, I'm Jacy from Craft Life and I'm here today to teach you how to make a rainbow loom pencil pouch or a pencil case. I've had a lot of requests for both and the supplies you'll need to make these are a rainbow loom, some rubber bands, today I'm using a maroon and dark blue, a rainbow loom hook or crochet hook, and if you would like to attach a button, you'll need some dental floss and a button. So please get your supplies and we'll begin. To begin, we're going to take out our middle row. Then we're going to take this row and we're going to turn it so that its arrows point to the left. And you're going to push this down. And now we're going to take out our big blue piece. So make sure that everything is pushed down. And for this, we are going to be making a rounded bottom. So on both of these ends, we are going to double X everything. And this is the end actually that we are using, these two. So we're going to start on this peg and we're going to make an X from here to here. And we're going to twist it around our finger. And then you're going to start on this peg and make your X. Like that, and then push it down. Now we're going to make one from here to here. So twist it on your finger and make an X. Then push it down again. Now for the rest of them, until we get to the other side, they're just going to be regular X's, so you do not have to double them now. And push them down as you go. Now we're going to double X from here to here and here to here. So take a rubber band, twist it on your finger, and then you're going to start on this peg and twist it to this peg. Now push this down and we're going to make one from here to here. So twist it on your finger and we're going to make an X from here to here. So push this all down and we're going to lay X's from peg to peg all the way down. But on both ends we are going to double X it. So twist it on your finger, make an X, and the rest of them are just going to be regular X's like this until you get to the other end. And push them down as you go. Now on these two pegs, we're going to twist it on our finger. And then we're going to make an X from here to here. Now push this all down. And this does not count as a row. So we are going to start by making our first row. And we're just going to lay rubber bands normally and do not push them down. So just go in a counterclockwise rotation, laying them. So now we have a bottom row and a top row, and we're going to take our bottom loops over the top, and we're just going to take it, hold these top loops down as you do it, because those rubber bands are very tight, and you do not want them coming off. So pull these over. And on these, with the thick rubber bands, we're just going to put our hook facing downward when you bring them over. Now on this one again, it's tight, so we're going to hold these, bring it over, hold these, bring it over, push them all down. And now do this one. It's tight, so hold them. Make sure they are all pushed down, and now we're going to lay our second row. And we're just going to go around again in a counterclockwise rotation, and do not push these rubber bands down. Now we have a bottom row and a top row, and we're just going to bring our bottom two loops over the top on all of our pegs. So now push these all down. So we have just done 2 rows, and you want to have 46 rows in total. So you're going to do 44 more rows of laying your rubber bands in a counterclockwise rotation. And then you're going to bring your bottom 2 loops over the top on all your pegs in a clockwise rotation. And then you're going to push them down as you go. So please do this, and I'll be right back. I just finished my 46 rows, and now I'm ready to hook this off. But before we do the hooking, on the top of the pencil pouch, I did X's so that things would not fall out. So on 3 pegs, on these 6 pegs on both sides, we are going to be doing X's. And then for the rest of the 5 pegs, we are going to start making our flap. But we have to start off with the X's. So we're going to start on these 2 pegs, and we're just going to make a regular X, and do not push it down. Do the same on these 2 pegs, and these 2 pegs, and these 2. And you want to lay them nicely because these are going to be the rubber bands that we are hooking. So lay them nicely. Then on these 3 pegs, on this side, these 6 pegs, we're going to just lay the X's again. And we are not pushing these down or twisting them. Now we are going to lay X's from peg to peg, from here to here, from here to here. And I'm just going to try to lay mine as nice as I can. And then again on this side, from here to here, here to here, and our last 2. So now on the pegs that we put X's on, we are just going to grab the bottom loops over the top. And each peg is going to have 2 rubber bands that you are going to bring over. We're going to skip these 5 and then do this side. And then we're going to turn this around and do the same to the other side. These 2, these 2. And you can push these down now since we're done with them. And then on this side again. these two, and these two. Now make sure it is all pushed down. And we are ready to start hooking. So for our hooking, we are going to go to the empty pegs, and we're going to go to our fifth one, and we're going to take our bottom loop and bring it to the peg in front of it. And we know it's our bottom loop if it hooks the loop behind it, which this one it was because it did hook the loop behind it. So now I'm going to grab my bottom loop again. If it hooks the loop behind it, which it did, it is the bottom loop. It hooked the loop behind it. It hooked the loops behind it, and you're just going to keep checking. Now we're just going to hook all the way down this row for the rest of them. And on these, they're going to be simple again. It's just 2 rubber bands, and you're just going to bring one of them over. And please make sure that you are checking as you go, because you just did 46 rows, and that is quite a few rows that you had to do, and you don't want them all to snap just because of one rubber band. So please make sure that you check to make sure that you've got your bottom loop and you are bringing it to the peg in front of it. Now we are going to go to the peg next to it. And on this one, since we went in a counterclockwise rotation, I'm just going to put this loop back on to hold it. But on this very peg right here, we are going to take this loop, the top loop, and we're going to switch it to the bottom. Bring it to the bottom, and bring that one to the top. And now, as you can see, when we bring this loop over, it is going to hook well, and then when we bring this bottom loop over, it is also going to hook correctly. So just make sure that you did that quick fix, and we can continue hooking. I'm just going to grab the loop that I put down, bring this one to the peg next to it. See, it hooked the loops behind it, so you know that was your bottom loop. Bring this one and keep going. And actually, you do not have to hook on this peg, so do not hook on that peg. But you do need to bring the one over. So now count to make sure you have 5. So 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So yes, we do have our 5. And you are going to save these 5. So if you want to put a reminder on them, just hold your fingers there. And then on the rest of the pegs, we are just going to bring them over the top and just let them free, because we did hook them and they are ready to come off. Make sure you are holding this one down so that this loop does not come off. And if you want, you can start stretching these loops out so that they adjust properly. So stretch them from the sides like this, and like that. And oh no, put this back on quick. Don't lose that rubber band. And if you want, so this doesn't break, you are just going to push this down. And we're going to lay our first row of our mini flap. And to do this, I'm going to switch color for mine. I'm going to lay them down. Now you're going to bring your bottom loops over the top on your 5 pegs. push these down. Now we're going to lay another row. Each of the sides are going to have one rubber band to bring over, and then the pegs in the middle are just going to have two that you are going to bring over. And I'm going to continue my pattern of 2 rows per color. Bring this 1 over, 2, 2, 2, 1. Push them down. One. This one has 2, 2, 2, and 1. We have just done 4 rows of our mini flap together, and you want to have 12 rows in total. So please do 8 more rows of laying your 5 rubber bands down. Then bring your bottom loops over the top, and remember, each peg on the end is going to have 1 rubber band to bring over, and then the ones in the middle are just going to have 2, and you're just going to bring them all over. So please do this for 8 more rows, and I'll be right back. I just finished my 12 rows for my mini flap, and now I'm going to hook this off. And to do that, we're going to take a rubber band and twist it on this peg 4 times. And if you want, you can put yours for 3 times, but I'm going to do mine for 4 so it doesn't show that much. And all we're going to do is bring our bottom loops over the top. That one only had 1, so it was pretty easy. And you know if it's your bottom loop if it hooks the loops behind it. Now on this peg, you're going to stick your hook through, grab a rubber band, pull this up through, place it back on, and pull 1 loop through the other. Now we can just help our loops off. And now up here, all you want to do is pull them away from each other so that all the loops come into the center and they're not sticking out on the sides. So on this one, I'm just going to pull like this, and they all come into the center, and you don't see them from the outside. So now we are going to attach our button, and you can use any type of button that you would like. I'm using one with 2 holes. And we're going to take 2 rubber bands, some dental floss, and your button, and you're going to pull your dental floss through those 2 rubber bands. Bring the 2 ends together at the top and twist them. And now we're going to stick it up through the first hole and push it down the second. So once you have your dental floss sewed in, all you have to do is pull on your button and your floss, and it will start to make its way through. And it takes a lot of effort to pull it through. Now, what I'm going to do is take 2 rubber bands and 2 more rubber bands, and I'm going to attach these 4 rubber bands. And to do that, I'm going to put the 2 on first, and then I'm going to grab the other 2, place them on the tip of my hook, pull these through, place this back on, and pull these 2 through the other 2. Like that. And this is what is going to go inside of these. So I'm going to stick my hook through all of these loops in the button and make your way through and just grab them all. So I have them all on my hook. I'm going to take one end of the chain that I just made, pull this through them, I'm going to pull it through like that. And now you want to find a place on your pencil pouch for where you want to put it, and I think I'm going to put mine right in the pink around here. So what I'm going to do is go on the inside and stick my hook on one side where I want it, right around here. I'm going to grab my one side, hold the other side as I do that. So now on the inside I have that on my hook. I'm going to push it up on my hook so I don't lose it. And then I'm going to stick my hook back up where I want it on the other side. Then you're going to grab these two from the other one and pull them through. So now I've just pulled both of them through the back. And what I'm going to do is tie them together. So take them and tie them. So tie it one time. And it is very confusing to tie these because they're very tight and I'm trying to pull them through. So I'm going to use my hook and get my hook involved and bring my hook and pull this through. And your hook is very useful because it helps with the tying. And so now with this loop here, you need to tie it and you do not want to cut it off. So I'm going to just tuck mine in instead of tying it. But you do not want to cut it, whatever you do. And if you want to attach a charm to it, that's fine. But you do not want to cut it, whatever you do. So just sew that through some rubber bands like that. And now I'm going to do mine right in the center, open it up, and place on the button like that. And you can fix it up a little bit at the top here where these were pulled through. And you are done. This is what they look like when they're done. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And if you make some, I'd love to see them. My Instagram is CraftLifeUSA, so please tag me in a photo. And don't forget to like us on Facebook, pin it on Pinterest, and subscribe right here on YouTube. I hope you're living a craft life just like me. Thanks for watching. Bye!